I created Arnold about 10 years ago when I was working on Pee-wee's Playhouse. I made 3 little short films starring Arnold, and he never says a word. He hears things and daydreams, images.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
He started as a clay character, and he was flat, and I was shooting him on glass. And I made that football shape for his head, and that was fine. But then when I was going to draw him in a cartoon, I had to be able to turn him around and see what he looked like from the side, and it was a lot more complicated, and we had to draw and draw and draw until we got what we wanted. So here's your basic Arnold pose. You know, he's pretty much facing you head on, and just like when I made him out of clay. But then when you start to turn him, a football on its side doesn't look like much, does it? It's like a circle when you turn it on its side. Then you just try to make him look like a kind of a nice-looking kid and not too freaky.
So Arnold's nice to draw because it's made out of some nice simple shapes, like a football for his head and a big, long, bent ice cream cone for his body, but it's upside down. He has little tubes for legs, and they kind of end in a couple of kidney beans. Here's his collar. Here's his nose. His mouth, his pupils. Now we can start to add his arms. They're just tubes. We can add his locks. 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side. Now we can start rubbing some of it down and making our drawing look a little neater. I like drawing Arnold because he's like a real kid. He's very calm. He thinks about everything really hard, and he's very relaxed. Arnold is wearing a plaid shirt underneath his sweatshirt. That's why it looks like he's wearing a dress sometimes or a skirt. And there you go. So this is Helga. And Helga, like Arnold, has some very simple shapes. They're very easy to draw. She has a perfectly round head. She has a bent cone for a body. And like Arnold, she also has a bean-shaped foot. If you think of her nose as a great big toe, it's easier to draw. And then we draw egg shapes for her eyes. And she's usually angry, so we're going to give her an angry scowl. And this shape says she's angry. I like drawing Helga a lot because she goes from angry to happy and in love faster than anybody else in the world. She's so emotional. Like Arnold, she has tubes for arms. You can just draw a block, a square for her hand to start, especially since she's angry. She's making a fist. The sleeve of her shirt. Sleeve of her shirt here, and her pigtails. Her bow, which is just a little circle with a bow sticking out of it. What's interesting about her height is she's in love with Arnold, and it makes them an unlikely pair that this tall, more statuesque girl would be in love with such a short, diminutive kid. She loves him, I think, because he's the opposite of her.